For his interpellation, Congressman Alfredo Garvin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The established facts, Mr. Chair, is that based on records, Mr. Lopez was born to a Filipino parents, Eugenio Lopez Jr. and Conchita Lau Lopez on October 12, 1952 in Massachusetts, USA. Recognizing a situation in which a Filipino citizen may, without performing any act and as an involuntary consequence of the conflicting of laws of different countries, be also as citizens of another state, it is called the principle of Husuli and the principle of Hus sanguinis. As I have said earlier, Mr. Chair, the established facts is that Mr. Gabi Lopez was born of Filipino parents in 1952. And the Constitution that governed during the time of his birth is the 1935 Constitution. The 1935 Constitution states that if you're born of Filipino father, you are considered as a natural-born Filipino. That is based on the principle of Hus sanguinis. He was also born in the United States, and that is an involuntary consequence of conflicting laws wherein, by virtue of his place of birth, he was also considered as an American citizen. Now, our present Constitution does not speak of half Filipino, half American. Ang sinasaad ho sa ating saligang batas ngayon, whether you are a natural-born Filipino or you are naturalized Filipino citizen. Kanina ho, maraming nagtatanong, while he was already here in the Philippines, he still used and continue to use his Philippine passport. Let me just confirm it to Mr. Gabi Lopez. Sir, patuloy ho ba kayong gumamit ng inyong American passport even beyond your issuance of recognition by the Department of Justice?
Magandang umaga po, Kong Garvin. Opo, I use both passports when I travel po.
But in the Constitution, it says that there are ways para mawala o ma-reacquire ang citizenship. Unang-una ho, ang tanong ko sa inyo, Mr. Gabi Lopez, nag-apply ho ba kayo ng naturalization in a foreign country?
Hindi po, Your Honor.
Did you ever express renunciation of your Philippine citizenship?
Hindi po, Your Honor.
Did you subscribe to an oath of allegiance to support the Constitution and laws of foreign countries?
Hindi po, Your Honor.
Did you render service or accept commission in the armed forces of a foreign country?
Hindi po, Your Honor.
Where your Philippine citizenship was canceled by any court?
Hindi po, Your Honor.
Or where your Philippine citizenship was declared invalid by a competent authority?
Hindi po, Your Honor.
Kasi base ho sa mga desisyon ng Korte Suprema, na-mention na rin ho ni Attorney Bautista kanina in the case of Asnar, the court ruled that the mere fact that respondent Osmeña was a holder of a certificate stating that he is an American did not mean that he is no longer a Filipino. And that an application for an alien certificate of registration was not tantamount to renunciation of his Philippine citizenship. In the same way, in Mercado versus Manzano and Comelec, it was held that the fact that respondent Manzano was registered as an American citizen in the Bureau of Immigration and Deportation, was holding an American passport on April 22, 1997, only a year before he filed the certificate of candidacy for Vice Mayor of Makati, were just assertions of his American nationality before termination of his American citizenship. Also in the case of Valles versus Comelec, GR number 13700, August 9, 2000, The mere fact that private respondent Rosalinda Ibasco Lopez was a holder of an Australian passport and had an alien certificate of registration are not acts constituting an effective renunciation of citizenship and do not militate against her claim of Filipino citizenship. For renunciation to be effectively result in the loss of citizenship, the same must be expressed. Yun nga ho, tinatanong ko kanina si Mr. Gabi Lopez, kasi ang sinasabi ho ng Korte Suprema, for renunciation to effectively result in the loss of citizenship, the same must be expressed. And those are the express acts provided under the Constitution in which kung ikaw nag-apply ng naturalization in a foreign country, or you expressly renounce your Philippine citizenship, or subscribe to an oath of allegiance in other country or foreign country, these are express acts as mentioned by the Supreme Court. So ito po yung mga bagay-bagay na dapat nating ikonsidera. Ang tanong ho, kasi yung konstitusyon natin nagsasabi, Article 16, 1987 of the Constitution, Section 11 states, the ownership and management of mass media shall be limited to citizens of the Philippines. Ang tanong ho ba? Kasi undeniably, Gabi Lopez is a natural-born citizen. But he is also an American citizen by virtue of a usually principle applied in American law. Ang tanong ho ba, whether a dual citizen can own a mass media company. Salamat po. Magandang umaga.